Hello, Ben from Bad Movie Reviews here, your favourite karate legend from down under. Never done it in my life, but I'm coming at you with a review for Karate Kid Legends. Now, for full transparency, I've seen all the Karate Kid movies. I've seen majority of Cobra Kai. I'm not fully up to date, but this is coming at you. I'm coming at you with a review from someone who is pretty much fully aware of majority of the movie or all the movies. Obviously, this one now, but it's a film that I've been a little bit interested in. Obviously, with the resurgence of Cobra Kai, and I think obviously they're wanting to really capitalize on the popularity of that at the moment. And we've got this film. You do have some legacy characters coming back from Jackie Chan. You've obviously in the film, and you've also got Ralph Macchio. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But no point me talking about the plot because you realistically know what you're getting. But it is directed by Jonathan Entwistle, who has directed mainly a few Netflix TV shows. Like I'm thinking of I'm Not Okay With This, I think it was, in the end of the world. But overall, to put it bluntly, I'll get into it. I had a fun time. Do I think this is going to be the best film of the year or the best Karate Kid film there is? Absolutely not. To get into it, I'll talk about the cast, which I really did like Ben Wang in the film, who plays Li Fong, the main character. You've also got Sadie Stanley Mia, who is the love interest. I really enjoyed both of those characters, and I thought they had good chemistry in the film. And I believed their kind of romance there and what they were trying to achieve in that scenario. I do think this film is capitalizing on the return of some legacy characters in LaRusso and Mr. Han, which the way they've marketed the film, I think is a tricky bit because it's they're heavily in the trailer, but the reality is they're got very little roles in this film, which some people were probably potentially expecting or not expecting, but that is a tricky situation when you market it as that. But overall, they're really great in their roles. Jackie Chan does steal the show when he's in the film, and he's always been fantastic, but he's really good in the film. The choreography in the film as well, some of the fight scenes are really, really, really well done, really interesting, and overall, there are genuinely some really, really good laughs in the film. However, I think where this film potentially will lose a lot of people and lose me is just the way the film's written and edited. It actually, and you don't hear me saying this very often, I genuinely would be more than happy to have this film be 30, 40 minutes extra long, longer than it is. I think it's an hour and a half or hour 35, I think around that time. And the reason why is when you're watching the film, it actually moves so fast, so quickly. Like as soon as the scene ends, it'll end quite abruptly and then it'll just be bang, next scene. There's no sort of smooth movement between the characters in that situation. I think the actors did the best they could possibly do with what they've got potentially on the script. And I think the difficulty with this script as well and the writing is the previous Karate Kid characters and the films could really get you behind the actor and the character. That as I said, Ben Wang did a great job. However, the previous ones have always been about these kids getting bullied and potentially learning how to fight and discipline and that side of things. Whereas this film's actually about a character who has this pre existing kung fu karate ability and just needs to get better and fighting for a specific reason, which I won't get into, but due to spoilers, but it's something that you kind of have to already believe that they're good. You don't see, like, you get your good training montages, but you don't have to see them overcome that, bullying factor. It's obviously they can't necessarily like rehash that like 6 times now or whatever it is, but it is a little bit of a harder story to get behind due to that. But the film just moves at this rapid pace, and there's these like really cliche, corny moments that really kind of, best way I can put it is it genuinely felt like a Disney Channel movie, like back in the day where 2005, they're not Disney Plus, didn't exist. Like, it really felt very 2000s, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I do think they knew what they were doing with this film. They're trying to recapture an audience of obviously Cobra Kai fans or even young kids that might necessarily know the original films or anything like that. I think it'll do a great job in that because it is entertaining, it is fun, it is a funny film. I just think, like, the disappointing aspect for me is I feel like it genuinely could have been a lot better. Just some more sort of more direct writing with flesh out the characters a little bit more, flesh out the scenes, tell a better like a sort of story in the way that you intertwine these legacy characters without feeling like they're just kind of showing up, which is, I guess, why it's a bit disappointing to me because I did want to have a, I did really want to like this film. Not saying I didn't like it. I actually, as I said, I had a fun time. I think it's a decent little film that's entertaining to take your family to, and you'll have a laugh. But it's just a bit disappointing because I feel like it could have been a little bit stronger. But overall, I had a good time. I think it'll do really well. Summer little film, make a bit of money, and I think it'll have a lot of fans left, right, and center. So if overall, I give it a thumbs up. If you have seen it, I'd love to know what people think about it. Comment below. Let me know what you think if you're watching at home. Give it a thumbs up for the review if you like the review, and subscribe if you want to see more. Catch you next time.